Okay, we're going. Hey, we're live.
Oh. Just,
Stop playing with the lights, Jay.
seeing how that works. That's pretty cool. I like that. Whoa.
Hello, hi. My name is Erin E of the E&J Branding, and we are here at the Shop podcast room here in Monterey with my friend.
I am Jay of E&J Branding, and that's Jake Thomas, Jacob J. Thomas, and down here in Monterey, saying hello to my friend Erin here, and we are about to talk to you folks about some interesting topics.
Yeah, what's up? What is up? What are we doing?
Well, first topic is podcast.
Okay.
Why are we doing a podcast?
Because we love Monterey County.
We love Monterey County, we love art, and we're involved in marketing.
Yes, we want to help share Monterey County art and vendors and tips and topics, local stuff and global stuff, helpful stuff, we hope.
That's right. And
Product.
we're all businesses as well. So, it's a marketing tool. A podcast is a way of sharing stories. It's a way of getting stories out there. And since we both do that, this is an extension of what we're already doing.
We hope.
Yes.
And
Hopefully it's a fruitful and productive one.
Yes, so it'll be a weekly podcast on Tuesday evenings, and we'll talk about local happenings and events. We'll speak with local movers and shakers, do some interviews, but then we'll also talk about more global topics that affect us all, affect creatives in particular, and Jacob here will give you solutions.
You might have a strategy or two for you.
He's into marketing strategies. It's kind of his thing.
Yeah. So I've been learning about marketing since I started a business doing it in 2013. And I've been studying it, pretty rigorously. So I've got a bunch of ideas. And whenever I see, situations where there are things that can be done to elevate, to enhance, to move a situation forward, that's always what I'm looking for. I always want to provide value. And that's why I'm always looking for people who have that same mentality. And that's why we met 1 week ago.
1 week ago. Today, actually.
Today.
Yeah.
And that is
now we're sitting here
wild.
Doing a podcast together.
Revolutionary speed for creating something like this, because...
So believe in this guy. He knows what he's talking about.
But believe in her, too, because most people are not game. Most people are not with it. They can't handle it. They can't hack it. They can't cope, and they won't do it. So you immediately, it's like sometimes you toss someone a ball and it just hits them in the shoulder and they don't know what to do. But sometimes you toss someone a ball and they throw you back a fastball. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we met at Skin Happy. He asked me if I wanted to do a portrait. You could talk more about your exhibit there. And you were looking for a podcast space to create content. We met with our friends here at the shop and Chris Powers. And next thing you know, we're on schedule, and we've got G-Docs, and we've got blogs and links, and we're going to handle. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
fun.
Exactly. And so, it was just kind of that situation of I have been developing and looking for a long time for a co-host and for a studio situation. And it was like exactly what I had been looking for, you presented to me. And so it was a no-brainer to me. I knew in that moment.
That was Friday. That was like 3 days ago.
It was just a few days ago.
Signed my life away.
I knew in that moment. We were talking to Chris, and I think he was kind of trying to feel out, uncertain about like what exactly the intentions were, and I just knew. I was like, boom, let me cut you off real quick. I want to do a podcast here with her. And Chris looks at Erin and he goes, with her? You're going to do the first episode with her? Well, that speaks highly of the podcast. I go, no. I don't want to do an episode. I want to do the podcast with her. And so then it was like, signed, sealed, delivered, done. Did the deal right then, you know. So we locked in a space. We got a weekly studio recording session. We have a brilliant, talented photographer, engineer in the other room right now, Joe, and he's fucking badass.
Thanks, Joe.
And we love him.
And this space is also, available for rent for people who are serious about podcasting.
And it's a legitimate podcast studio with a real engineer.
And a little light show.
Cool props. And so we're excited because we're going to do lots of fun stuff here. This place, the shop, is the shit. There's all kinds of cool stuff happening here.
Are we swearing on this podcast?
We're swearing.
Are we? Are we putting like an 18 up, or do we have to put like some kind of...
I don't know.
We'll look into that.
Should we swear, folks? You let us know.
You can let us know.
Give us a little feedback on that.
I mean, it comes to a point maybe where you can't control yourself, especially if we're going to partake in some of our product, this week's product.
Sometimes, I don't swear that much, but sometimes I get passionate.
I've heard that people who swear are smarter. I mean, I've read that.
Yeah, it's a part of our vocabulary. I think we should not neglect it entirely.
I mean, you can use it usefully, then all for it.
Yeah.
It needs to be used well and with intention.
Hey, you look really pretty in this light.
Oh, yeah?
You do.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
It goes well with my Danzig t-shirt.
It does.
Okay, we'll work with this light then.
Yeah,
moving forward. If it behaves, it's the mood light because of the room.
That's right. We're in a repurposed little situation here.
Yeah.
And this is one
you
of
were sitting in hands.
Oh my God. Hilarious.
This room used to. No, I don't know. Can we tell them if those? Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to go into the details. We'll
go into the details in a further episode. You have to tune in to find out what this room used to be used for.
It's interesting.
It's got a good background. I don't know if it's good. It's got an
I think it's good.
Unique. Yeah. Monterey. Anyway.
And that's one of those local, global things that happens everywhere. And, anyways. We're here at the shop, and it is very, very cool. There's a collective of artists that are working. There's studios. There's a kitchen, a licensed kitchen, so people are making products.
There's a big exhibit this weekend with C. Sevilla, and their tickets are on sale for that. You can get a glass of wine and a cone, a charcuterie cone, and take a nice tour of an artist co-op exhibit. It's fun.
You should definitely come check out the show. We got a little preview of it on Friday, and it's dope. And she is amazing.
Super talented.
Super amazing. And she's doing it. This is a show of paintings?
Yes, her paintings.
But she also is a sculptor and part
of La Neta mural team.
Actually, check out the blog about today's podcast because I got some photos of her. And
you did?
I did, yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't read that yet.
No, I haven't posted it yet.
Oh,
it's gonna go up tomorrow.
Like, don't reference it. I haven't read it.
I got some photos of her and some of her ceramic work. Which
She's very talented.
Very, very cool.
And you can see that in the retail space of the shop, which is nice as you walk in. And each of the artists has a wall with their work. And she's going to have her work up all weekend. And there's still time slots available. It's going to be time slots. It's going to be sanitized between sessions. I'm sure masks are encouraged. But I'm going to be there Friday night. I'm looking forward to it. I always enjoy the events that happen here at the shop.
Yeah, so come on down. You can check it out. Maybe you can even poke your head into the back room and
look at the podcast space.
Wonder what it was used for before.
Yeah, when we have a space for comments, people can guess below. What's your guess of this room?
What do you guys think?
I'll give you a hint. The walls were pink. They still are pink. But we'll do that another time. Anyway. So, yeah, I mean, we'll want to talk about events. You got events. You got things coming up. Art in particular, culture, vendors, creators, maker spaces. We want to know. We want to share.
Yeah, we want
to be helpful. We want to be a resource.
That's right. We want to use this as a place to promote the coolest art and events that are going on in the area. You know, it's like, that's part of, so watching your social media, first of all, it's astounding how much you cover.
Oh, thank you.
You're very, very thorough, and it just shows me, it's like, there's a lot going on.
I try to focus on the arts happening.
Yeah.
That's my other life. And I do that for many reasons, but mostly because I know a lot of the local artists, and they're all doing the hustle. They're all hustling on the side, and that doesn't leave a lot of time for marketing and for posting. And so anytime I can help share their events and put a story together, you know, I'm happy to do it. I'm not trying to cover all of the county, but, you know, also over the pandemic, getting to know a lot of the local arts organizations and artists. And you do want to help them as much as possible, because they're helping the youth and the teenagers and all the other artists that are aspiring out there.
So if you guys want to know some cool stuff going down in Monterey County, you should follow Erin H. Lyman on Instagram. Right?
I guess so.
You want to follow us, right?
Sure. Yeah, in Monterey County. Sure, I cover Monterey County for now.
So
Jake has some Santa Cruz roots. He'll be spreading us. Spreading us into that realm a little bit. You can let us know what's happening.
Yeah.
Up
And
north.
what I do up there, I'm based in Santa Cruz, and I work with brands. So I'll be talking about kind of my strategy with that as well. And hopefully there's a lot of overlap, because my whole philosophy, it's like there's some social media coaches, right, who coach other people to become coaches, but ultimately nobody's selling anything, and I feel like it's a little bit misleading. I feel like that's one of the things we should start with as far as marketing and the field that we're in, branding.
The misconceptions.
People have so many mistaken ideas about it. And so...
Well, it's changed so much so fast, too. I mean... Yes. Particularly in the last 2 years. And as we were just talking about earlier on, like Instagram used to be this and now it's that. So, I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions and new developments, too, that you are in the forefront of.
Yeah, and so, as a result, it's like a lot of times people can be taken advantage of because of the misconceptions. People have the wrong idea about what it can do. I think it's kind of like a magical thing, or, you know, people sell a lot of false dreams in advertising and marketing in general. And I think the social media coach can be productive, but for me, what I'm always trying to do is to teach people how to work with brands and how to brand themselves, because ultimately, like, I wouldn't want to charge somebody who didn't already have a fully profitable business. You know what I mean? Like, somebody who's trying to figure it out, I wouldn't want to be their coach. I might mentor somebody for free to try to help them, but really the goal is to help businesses. Businesses need marketing help, as do organizations.
As do artists.
Artists are basically like a small business. But they need to, so in other words, somebody has to pay for the marketing, though. Marketing is never free. You know, it's either time, energy, or money. It's all of those things in one way or another. And so for me, the goal is to help artists to figure out how to monetize their brand and to get, you know, to attract more customers, and also to attract businesses that might want to have some sort of marketing interactions with them as well. So I think that's kind of the the way we all win, this is sort of one of the industries of the future too, I think. Podcasting and marketing in general. Content creation.
Well, I don't think we can go backwards from where we are as far as in content, in the world of content and sharing and marketing. I mean, maybe someday we'll be on it less, but it's in our lives now more than ever. And yes, you should know how to use it in the way that you need it to work for you.
Boom. In the way you need it to work for you.
Right.
Which is also part of what I want to talk about, is how social media is a tool that we should use and not the other way around. Right? And because it is also very much like a drug. Right.
Right. How did everybody do with the Facebook, Instagram outage, which for right now was yesterday for us, but hours of social media being down. People were stressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say, I'll admit that even I was like, there's just this gap in your life of checking. I mean, how many times a day do people check their phone? Probably hundreds.
Oh, yeah. The number of hours, especially when you do the kind of work that we do, it's a utility.
Yes. And for instance, I had a loose appointment. Someone was going to come by my office for a job position.
It was through DMs.
And it was through Instagram.
Yeah.
And it was like sometime after 10 works for me. Just let me know in the morning. And then it was like, and unfortunately they came and there was just a lot of stuff happening at the office. And it worked out fine. But it was like I had no way of contacting them at the time, because it's now become a communication tool. And for a lot of people, Facebook is the internet. In some countries, Facebook is the internet. That's how they keep up with their families. That's how they communicate. Facebook Live.
Exactly.
Like, that's everything to them. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's just a little shocker to be like, oh, this is a part of our lives. But, yeah, it is. So fucking what? So use it in the way that you need it to work for you.
Yeah, exactly. But I think part of it is just first acknowledging, like, am I treating it more like a drug? I don't, I use cannabis, but just with coffee or any sort of substance, I feel like you always want to, when you go to use it, you always want to check in with yourself and be like, is this a habit? Am I doing this out of habit? Or is this something I really want to do right now? Is there a purpose? Is there a function for this? Or am I passively falling into this?
I think as long as it still brings you joy. And I mean, I have division in my platforms that I use, because I would be on one platform and it no longer made me feel joy. I would go on and my mood would change and it would sour, and I would go from having a great morning to checking that platform, and then all of a sudden I'm pissed, or I want to like write back an angry response or something.
Yeah.
And so I would say I don't feel that way equally about all platforms. Yes, it probably is a drug. Yes, I use it as coffee or as a drug. But I still get joy out of it. I get joy out of the posts. I get 100%. Joy out of sharing other people's events and having them share my posts. And it's just, we're creating a nice little engagement pod, and it brings me joy. Yes. Will it always be that way? Probably not, and less so all the time. But I mean, yes, it's a drug. It's a drug.
It's a good one.
Well, as long as it brings you joy.
Yes.
As long as it's not like you're in a family barbecue.
You can't
and
stop.
You go out and you like check your phone, and then you come back and you're like a bad mood for the rest of the day, and you have to figure out why, and you're like, oh, I read this thing.
Right.
Like that's not fair to anybody else. Then that you're abusing the drug and ruining everybody else's time.
Agreed. But so I think that shifting to thinking about social media in that way kind of gives us, the other way I like to think about it is, it's like being in public. Right? I mean, it is public.
Doing drugs in public?
Yeah, it's like doing drugs in public. That's what social media is.
Well, some drugs are legal here now in public, so I mean,
I'm not.
Is that okay? I mean, then
I'm not against it. I'm just saying you should do it with that awareness instead of like sitting on the toilet with going through Instagram, right? which I know a lot.
I think I'd rather do that than go through Instagram in public. You get like self-awareness and
No, but I'm not saying you should do Instagram in public. I'm just saying you should think as though you are in public when you're doing Instagram, because you're opening yourself up to the world.
Right. You just gave everybody my Instagram handle. So, yes, I now feel opened up to the world.
And you are, though, whenever you go on Instagram.
Right. True. Mm-hmm. But so far, it's all, been fairly positive, and keep it that way.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think that's
I use the Clarendon, bright theme. It's always very colorful, happy.
Yeah,
art
beautiful.
Related, mostly.
It's beautiful. I think so. I use cannabis and coffee are the drugs of choice for me.
And Instagram.
And social media, and I do use them all day. Like, straight up, they're very productive for me. I'm not against it at all. I just know that I'm doing it professionally. That's like part of my jobs.
Right.
Tools of the trade.
But we're here to talk about more than just social media. And that's why we're doing the podcast, to help you understand that it can be done, and it's another tool. And when the web was down yesterday, you were still writing blogs.
Yep.
And working on websites.
That's right.
Both important tools outside of social media. So there's other things that you can be doing that are not as far-reaching as you might think in your first glance.
For sure. Well, that was one of the things that...
I definitely need to get a pad for this chair.
Yes, you do.
It's a beautiful chair. But
it's aesthetically pleasing. But
he wants to talk for 3 hours, so I'm gonna need some ergonomic.
We're gonna go deep here, folks. It's gonna get very
Not
interesting.
tonight. Tonight's just the introduction.
Yeah, tonight we are on a timeline. But
where there's gonna be dance contests. There's gonna be.
We're gonna do some viral dance moves.
Games.
Challenges. We're going to do some edible challenges. And, all that. We're going to keep it fun. We're going to keep it light. But we're also going to...
talk about NFTs.
Yeah, have some ideas to share.
He has ideas about it.
Yep, I do. And it's revolutionary for artists. And every artist should know about NFTs. And I'm just still learning about it. So as I do know more, I'll share more. But in general... I think it's like a exciting thing because part of the production of art depends upon a market.
Fair enough. There's quite a market.
And there's a market there. So right now, true. I haven't seen any NFTs that I like, but I love the concept of the NFT because I know where there's a market, people will make stuff that's cool.
I did a little research on it today, and I didn't find anything that I fell in love with. But I need to learn a little bit more. I need a legend, like a NFT legend when you go in there and they have symbols.
Yeah.
And icons.
Yeah, we need to navigate the world of NFTs a little bit better. But one of the people who's really on it, there's a bunch of people on it, but Gary Vaynerchuk is obsessed with NFTs right now. So if you're curious, you could dive into what he's talking about, and but we'll get into it because it's a way for artists to make money long term. That's the part about it that I like, is the royalty part of once you sell the work, somebody else sells it, you still make money off of that sale. And the next sale and the next sale. So it's usually an artist sells the work and then it's gone. And so like say for the Westons, the last Weston print sold for $250,000 for a photograph, but the artist or the artist family doesn't see any of that because the collector sold it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
With NFTs, the original artist will make money.
It's such a unique case, and they are such a talented family that I look forward to seeing examples of work that is worth what people are paying what they're paying. And then there's just the whole idea of that you have to buy it with cryptocurrency. So, I mean, that's a whole other investment in and of itself. And, you know, that's a lot to bite off for a lot of people. But I also...
It is.
We're going to talk, I mean, you want to talk about the integrity of art and, you know, the digital age. And that's a 3-hour conversation, maybe. I'll definitely need an ergonomic chair for that.
We're going to need to get a little better sitting situation for our friend here. I think I can handle this. So I can go 3 hours, no problem.
You're right. You're going to be so jealous if I have a chair that's comfortable.
Are you kidding me? No, it's got to be.
You have really great posture. You feel like you've got good breath circulation.
I'm trying.
Maybe it goes with this little Reiki thing here. It's supposed to keep you open to the chi.
I don't do that, but I do a lot of push-ups.
Coffee and cannabis and
push-ups.
And Instagram. But that's part of your job, is doing social media for your clients, and blogging for your clients.
That's right. That's what I'm doing all day, every day.
Creating brand.
Just creating content and helping brands to grow, doing the work of branding.
Well, I'm honored that you thought that I was interesting enough to approach with this project. But I get it. You know, it makes sense. And here we have this beautiful space just calling our name. We have
so awesome.
Jake, who's a digital marketing aficionado, is going to give us all sorts of points and pointers, and I can't wait.
Yep. We're going to have fun. We're going to play games.
We're going to play games. We're going to have some people on. We're going to talk about local events and culture, and just share hopefully a lot of positive stuff that's happening in Monterey County and Santa Cruz County.
That's right.
And keep it kind of homegrown, keep it local. Gonna get some sponsors and talk them up, and we're going to bring in some of our shop folks and chat with them, and maybe we'll see you here.
That's right. And so if you're interested in art, if you're interested in the Monterey Bay, if you're interested in learning about content marketing, how do you create a brand online? You know, what's the right use of social media in relation to a blog, to a website, to a podcast? You know, these are the things that we're going to be figuring out and learning about how to do and sharing with you folks, you know, from examples that we've done and
we've seen
and people we
that
talk
are trending.
To. Yeah, we're gonna cover it all. So we're paying attention, we're active, we're out there getting it done, and we're gonna come here once a week to share what we've discovered and to learn some new things together. So hope you'll join us on this adventure in podcasting with my lovely, talented co-host, Erin H. Lyman.
And I'm excited to be here with my old friend here, Jake J. Thomas, Dr. Jacob James Thomas. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So we'll see you next week here on E&J Branding.
Till next week.
Bye.
Signing out. Peace. That's good. That's good.
Right.
I like it. I like
Okay.
it. Hey, Joe. Hey, folks. So I just wanted to tell you about this wonderful product here by Big Pete's Treats. It's a cannabis-infused cookie. And if you're looking for a cannabis experience, these edibles are dosed at 10 milligrams per cookie, so they're pretty easy to control. You know, you want to start maybe with one cookie and see how it goes. Nice, safe way to enjoy some delicious cannabis. And Big Pete's Treats makes the best edibles in the world. If there's a better one, please show me, because I would love to try it, but I highly doubt that they exist. These are the best that they get. It's the old school butter extraction technique, and you know, that's why I work with them, because I love the product, I love the brand, I love the people. I also wanted to share with you this beautiful, beautiful new cannabis strain by Caring Kind Cannabis, and they carry Caring Kind down here at Big Sur Botanicals. They also carry Big Pete's. And I met Stoney, the brain behind Caring Kind, and he introduced me to all of his different flavors of cannabis, and it's the best stuff I've ever tried in my life. And so I'm super spoiled. There's pretty much nothing else that I would prefer. But if you want to try just the best organic soil-grown cannabis that you could ever get, check out Caring Kind. Thanks, Stoney. All right, folks, I also wanted to tell you about this cool little product, this brand that's just coming out. They're not even on the shelves yet. This is the newest of the new. And these are concentrates by the High Cards. And these guys brought me in to photograph their stuff, and that's how I got them as a sponsor for the podcast. And they're working with some of the best farms in the region to source the materials that they then extract from. So you check it out, the High Cards. They're making some delicious concentrates. You can find them on Instagram at the High Cards. So thank you so much, folks. Till next week. Peace.